My name is Angelina, and I'm from Whitby, Ontario. I had an abortion at the age of 15. My first pregnancy was the result of rape. In a fog, I signed a waiver saying nobody would be responsible for what would happen to me. I woke up when the icy cold instruments entered my body. I felt a severe physical pain. I heard the sound of a high-pitched vacuum cleaner. And then I saw the bottle next to my right foot fill up with blood. And I wondered, is there a baby? Is there a soul? Who sees what I am doing? And then I experienced a sense of death and the reality of my child's soul. I cried from the depths of my being. There was no turning back. There was no reversing what was happening in front of me. Deep inside, I knew that what was happening was wrong, that life was ending. This realization was so devastating that I wanted to die. Immediately after the abortion, I was sedated, and I hoped that I would never wake up. For years, I would struggle with an inability to get up in the morning, an abortion connector. Eventually, I boarded a bus to go home. And as I saw myself in the window, I remember thinking, I hate you. You will never be able to undo this. As time went on, I tried to start over. I changed my name, my address, my job, my circle of friends. I lived in a prison of guilt and shame, depression and self-hatred. I turned to alcohol and to drugs and sexual affairs to try to numb the pain. And I fell away from my friends and my family. I lived in isolation. And eventually, suicidal temptations would haunt me. They were averted by the help of an online counselor when I called a 1-800 number. My feelings were validated, my feelings of guilt and shame and remorse for the abortion. My past actions were wrong, and somebody had the courage to tell me and to ask me if I believed that to be true. I said yes. And saying yes gave me so much relief that it turned my life around, and I thought the abortion was behind me. And then I got married. On the day of my wedding, abortion took front and center. As the priest asked me if I would lovingly receive children from God, I began to be filled with fear, and I said inside, yes, in 5 years. Outside, I said yes for everyone to hear. Pregnancy, babies, doctors, being a mother, vacuum cleaners, and dentist drills were all abortion connectors and would send me into emotional anguish. I poured myself into my job. I starved myself and smoked profusely. With every drink and with every cigarette, I tried to swallow the painful memories of the abortion. And then I couldn't conceive. I thought God was punishing me. Healing began with an ectopic pregnancy, which took the life of our first child. The tube was blocked because of the scar tissue that had been left there due to pelvic inflammatory disease, contracted during the years that I was acting out my self-hatred. As I grieved for the loss of our son, Joseph Michael Steenstra, I found the courage to face the abortion death of my first child, Sarah Elizabeth. I was able to ask forgiveness from her, from God, and from many others. With the help of Second Chance Ministry, a weekly support group, Entering Canaan, Post-Abortion Healing, and Rachel's Vineyard, I was able to gather up the story, the fragments of my life, grieve the loss, and move on. Losing Sarah, her brother Joseph Michael, and our genealogy and our family life has often been agonizing. Abortion did not undo the rape. It did not return me to virginity. It eliminated my children. It robbed me of my future children. And now, over 40 years later, I continue to regret my abortion and will be silent no more.